From birth, a girl from Punjab in North India is prepared for the journey she will take as a young bride from her home to her in-laws' house. Her mother teaches her how to fit into her new shoes, into her role as wife, daughter-in-law, and mother. She must learn to adjust to her husband's family's lifestyle. Many women gradually fit into their new lives, gaining respect as mothers. The majority of the South Asian Punjabi pioneers who arrived in California beginning in the 1890s were men of the Sikh faith who sought a better future. They worked as loggers, built the railroads, and became successful farmers in California, tilling land that reminded them of Punjab. But the history of Punjabi women in California remains forgotten and invisible. Punjabi and Punjabi Mexican American women share their courageous stories about walking into the unknown. The Sikh faith was the first major world religion to encourage greater equality for women from its start in Punjab over 500 years ago. Punjabi Sikh girls grow up hearing stories about the extraordinary Sikh women who fought as warriors and ruled as queens in the Sikh Empire. Sikh women are named Kaur, or princess, reflecting the community's respect for women as brave leaders. Sikh women abroad fought for India's freedom from British colonial rule and for women's right to vote in England. But Sikh women inevitably faced the contradictions between the ideal of gender equality in their faith and history and their status as women in their daily lives. The birth of a son was a source of pride in the village. Fathers gave away sweets in celebration. But the birth of girls brought mixed reactions. Some families celebrated, despite the financial hardship of paying for a daughter's wedding.
ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਕਾੜੀਆਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਜਾਣ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕਿਧਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਉਂਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਘਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਕਈ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਆਹ ਗੱਲ ਆਏ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਏ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਜੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਐਂ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੀ ਦਿਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਢਾਹ ਲਈ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਬਣਾ ਲਈ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਖਬਰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਕੁ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਂਦਾ ਨਿਆਣੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਚੱਲ ਹੁਣ 5 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਤਾਂ ਮੰਗ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ
Though people thought that it was important to have a boy in the family because you see girls are not very highly educated and girls didn't have the right to property. So that is why mainly I think people thought that it was important to have a boy. My parents treated the girls equally with the boys. We never felt that we were in any way treated less than the boys.
Savitri's father supported her education, but he did not readily support her decision to attend college.
It was my mother who supported. My mother told my father, she said, if my daughter is so keen to study further, I'm going to take her to Lahore. I was influenced by those girls and teachers who were living in the college. Then I got inspired that I could do something in life instead of just being a housewife.
ਬਗਾਨੇ 'ਚ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਸੌਖਾ ਨੀਂਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ 3-4 ਦਿਨ ਬਹੁਤ ਔਖਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਮੇਰੀ ਮੰਮੀ ਨੂੰ ਆਈ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਵੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ
It's not like, you know, too young to be like appreciate ਤੁਹਾਡਾ wedding day ਕਿ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਜਾਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ। ਇੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਮੂਵੀ ਪਲੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਓ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰੀ ਗਏ ਆ। ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਤਾਂ ਕੀ।
ਮਨ ਤਾਂ ਉਦਾਸ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪੁੱਤ, ਉਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਚੰਗਾ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ। ਫਿਰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਦਿਲ ਤੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਨਵੇਂ ਸਿਰੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ, ਹੁਣ ਫਿਰ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਇੱਥੇ।
ਬਸ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਧੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੀ ਚਲੋ।
ਕੰਮ ਕਰੀਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਲੀੜੇ ਧੋਈਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ, ਰੋਟੀ ਪਾਣੀ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ, ਨਾਲੇ ਡਰਨਾ, ਫਿਰ ਕੁਛ ਕਹਿਣਾ।
ਲੜਕੀ ਨੂੰ ਘਰ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ, ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਨਵੀਂ ਸਿੱਖਣੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ।
Charan Kong met her husband long after their wedding day due to his education.
ਵਿਆਹ ਤੇ 5 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਬਾਅਦ
India's partition in 1947 was the largest mass human migration in history. 14 million people crossed the newly created border between India and Pakistan. Over 1 million people were murdered in the religious violence between the Muslim, Sikh, and Hindu communities. Charan Kong was just 18 years old in 1947. The Kongs never imagined they would be forced to leave their home, not until the night they fled for their safety to India, never to return home again. The Kong family's terrifying journey to India lasted over 2 months.
ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਘਰ ਤੇ ਲਿਆਏ ਐਕਣ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਹੁਣ ਅੱਜ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਧੋਤੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਪਾਇਆ ਹੀ ਘਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਨੇ ਆ ਆਮ ਕੱਪੜੇ ਪਾਏ ਵੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਬੈਠੇ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਭੱਜ ਲਏ।
In order to protect the family's honor, Muslim, Sikh, and Hindu families made plans for taking the lives of their own mothers, sisters, and daughters as a last resort. Many believed an honorable death for women was better than rape or religious conversion.
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਏ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਭਰਾ ਪਏ ਨਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਨ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣਾ। ਖੂਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿੰਡ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਗੱਬੇ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਛਾਲਾ ਮਾਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣਾ। ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਿਆਰ ਤੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨਾ ਤਿੱਕੇ ਵੀ ਕੁਛ ਕਰਕੇ ਮਰਨਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਦ ਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ।
She lost 10 family members to communal violence during the partition. One of her most painful memories is parting from her Muslim best friend Fatima, as she was suddenly forced to leave her village forever.
ਮੇਰਾ ਦਿਲ ਕੰਬਣ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜਦ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੀ।
I didn't have not the slightest ill feelings for the Muslim community because they helped us a lot. Today I have plenty, tomorrow I may not have even one to wear because I saw that.
Most Punjabi women arrived in the United States after World War II. They followed their husbands who had settled in California as early as the 1890s, seeking a better life for their families. Nand Kaur was the first Punjabi woman to live in Yuba City when she arrived with her husband in the mid-1920s. Theirs was the first Punjabi family in Yuba City, a small town in Northern California. They were politically active supporters of India's freedom struggle. Forgotten today are the thousands of wives left behind in Punjab after their husbands left the country. Bani Rai lived apart from her husband for 62 years. She raised her 2 sons in a Punjabi village, joining her husband in Yuba City at the very end of her long life.
ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਨੇ ਕਰਨਾ।
ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਆਉਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਸੀ।
Veena Singh looked forward to the adventure of coming to America.
I always wanted to go overseas abroad.
When I leave Delhi, I was so scared because I don't know English. Then I was saying, I don't know where I'm going. Then ਮੈਂ ਮਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਮਿਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਾਹ ਮੇ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਆਈ ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੁਖਾਰ ਚੜ ਗਿਆ ਜਦ ਮੈਂ ਉਤਰੀ।
After hearing about the many opportunities in America, Punjabi women were often shocked when they saw the realities of life in Yuba City.
ਫੇਰ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਬਹਿ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਆ ਗਏ ਰੋ ਵੀ ਲਿਆ ਤੱਕੀ ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਿਆਹ ਕਰਾ ਕੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਇਟ ਹੁਣ ਵਾਪਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਪਰ ਆਈ ਨੈਵਰ ਯੂਜ਼ਡ ਟੂ write to my parents anything negative.
After Verinder Kajla arrived in Yuba City in the 50s, her loneliness grew when another Punjabi woman told her about their husbands' relationships with other women.
There they go to see the old girlfriend. She would make me so depressed.
Punjabi women formed lifelong friendships and helped other women adjust to their American lives.
They
were my friend, they were my parents, everything to me. Kasoori was very prejudiced, very prejudiced. ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਵੇਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਯੂ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਕਈ ਗਾਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਟਾਈਮਾਂ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਡਰੈਸ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ, ਈਵਨ 올ਡ ਲੇਡੀ.
Women drove newcomers to get groceries, took them to the hospital, helped them buy American clothes, taught them how to cook, and babysat their children. When a Punjabi woman arrived in Yuba City, they hosted tea parties to welcome her to the community. There were only a handful of Punjabi women in the United States before World War II. Punjabi American men had married women from diverse cultural backgrounds, especially from Mexico, between the 1910s and the 1940s, when immigration from India was barred.
And Punjabis, those are mostly my friends. All of them are mostly Punjabis. I like to be included with them.
The Stockton Sikh Temple was the center of the South Asian pioneer community in the United States for decades after its opening in 1912. Sikhs, Muslims, and their Catholic wives from Mexico gathered for important holidays from across the West to socialize and pray together.
ਡਾਕਟਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੇ ਜੋੜ ਮੇਲੇ ਤੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਬੜਾ ਚਾਅ ਹੋਣਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਣਾ ਵੀ ਦੂਰ ਦੂਰ ਤੇ ਫ੍ਰਿਜਨੋਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਇਹੋ ਹੀ ਸੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ
ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਇੰਨੇ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਲੰਗਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਛਕਣਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਬੜਾ ਸਵਾਦ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਨਾਲ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ
ਬੜੀ ਐਕਸਾਈਟਮੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਜਦ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ 2 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤਿਆਰੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦੇਣੀ.
But India's partition also divided Punjabis in America. Before the partition, the Stockton Sikh Temple was an interfaith religious, political, and social institution for all South Asian Americans. After 1947, Sikhs, Muslims, and Hindus prayed at their own gurdwaras, mosques, and temples. India's Republic Day was the major festival in Yuba City's Punjabi community from the 1950s until the 1970s.
ਖੜੀ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਜਣੀ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਸੀ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਗੱਲ.
The Punjabis in Yuba City formed a small, tight-knit community in the 50s and 60s.
रेडियो स्टेशन KUBA युवा सिटी ਤੋਂ ਬੋਲ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਦੇ 7:02 ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੋ 4 ਘੰਟੇ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹਨ 11 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ.
After surviving decades without U.S. citizenship and the right to own land, their civil rights were restored on a limited basis in 1946. After the 1965 Immigration Act, there was a dramatic increase in the arrival of Punjabis in California. Women worked hard to help their family farming businesses succeed beginning in the 50s. This is the critical era when Punjabi families began to thrive in peach farming in Yuba City.
40 ਏਕੜਾਂ 'ਚ ਪਾਣੀ ਪਿਲਾ ਲੈਂਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ. ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਟਰੈਕਟਰ ਵੀ ਚਲਾਇਆ ਟਰੱਕ ਆਪਣੇ ਫਰੂਣ ਵੀ ਢੋਏ ਆ ਟਰੱਕ ਪੀਚਸ ਵੀ
ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ
ਸਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਲਈ ਫੇਰ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ
ਸੁਰਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਜੀ
Punjabi women also worked in the peach and prune canneries, earning crucial income for their families.
ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਵਿੱਚ
In the canneries, Punjabi women met women from different cultural backgrounds for the first time. They vividly remember working under their white floor supervisor, whom they called the floor lady.
ਡਰ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਸੀ ਮੈਂ ਖੜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਮੈਂ ਕੰਬ ਜਾਣਾ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਡਰਦੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ
ਸ਼ੇਪ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗ ਪੈਣੇ
Women helped transform the religious and cultural life of California's Punjabi community beginning in the 50s. Swaran Kaur Johal was the first woman in Yuba City who could recite the Guru Granth Sahib, or 6 scriptures, after she came in 1951. She started a weekly prayer group at the Gurdwara that was mainly attended by women. She had a gift for explaining the deeper meanings in Sikhi in simple language that inspired others to deepen their faith. In 1964, Nand Kaur and Puna Singh donated an acre of land for the first Gurdwara in Yuba City.
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਖੇਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਲੱਗੀ ਸੀ
But eventually it was built on another site. The Purewal family gave nearly 11 acres of land for the first Gurdwara in Yuba City. It was the 3rd Gurdwara in California when it opened in 1971. Women have volunteered countless hours in the Gurdwara's community kitchen for Sikhs and visitors. Women also cooked all of the food for weddings. In the 70s and 80s, as U.S. immigration laws changed, allowing greater numbers of Punjabis to arrive, there was a revival of cultural and religious traditions. Today, Yuba City has the largest concentration of Punjabis of any American city. Many women enjoyed publicly celebrating their faith and wearing Punjabi clothes. Some renewed their faith together.
ਅਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਠੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਛਕਿਆ ਭਜਨ ਕੋਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਸਵਰਨ ਕੋਟ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸੀ ਦੋ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਨੇ
In the Amrit initiation ceremony, a Sikh becomes fully dedicated to following the divine path of truth, love, and justice. Being a fully initiated Sikh is a rigorous path that few follow. 5 Sikh women proudly served as the blessed ones in Yuba City's Sikh parade.
ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਰਦੇ
In 1996, the Sikh farmer Hardyal Hanji built an interfaith Hindu temple in Yuba City as a monument to his love for his late Hindu wife, Kushalia Devi. Punjabi women started organizing the incredibly popular Women's Tiya festivals in California in the 1990s. They also joined many vibrant Punjabi cultural festivals. Punjabi women have been trailblazers in every field of pursuit in American life since the 60s. In 1961, Savitri Randhawa was one of the first unmarried Punjabi women to come to America to further her education. Her family returned to India where she became a professor. It was a rare achievement for a woman to occupy such a prominent post in the 60s. Kushalia Devi succeeded as a real estate agent in Yuba City in the 70s. Her daughter, Prem Hanji Turner, became the first female attorney from Yuba City's Punjabi community in 1979. After putting herself through school, she worked for the governor and later headed her own law firm.
And so it never occurred to me that I would do anything other than be a lawyer. Compared to working on a farm, it was a piece of cake.
Pushpinder Kaur is an educator in the Bay Area. She and her husband created the largest Punjabi language school in the United States, where they have taught thousands over the last 30 years. She has helped countless children, especially Sikh boys, deal with the widespread problem of bullying. Her book helps kids overcome their fear of the unknown by showing that people of all backgrounds share many similarities, even if they look different. Navkiran Kalra, a Bay Area engineer, keeps her father's legacy alive. She lost her father, Jaswant Singh Kalra, when she was just 10 years old due to his dangerous work in documenting human rights abuses in Punjab. Her father was one of the thousands of Sikhs who were declared disappeared by the police during the 80s and 90s.
As a Sikh, our main responsibility is to stand against oppression.
Harmeet Kaur Tillo is a San Francisco-based litigator who is the most prominent Sikh woman in American politics who identifies as Sikh. She made history when she sang the Sikh Ardas prayer in the 2016 Republican National Convention.
Ardas is a Sikh prayer appealing to the one God above for protection and guidance, a reminder to uphold the Sikh and American values of humility, truth, courage, service, justice for all, and gratitude for all that our Creator has given to us. Tu thakar tum pe ardas, jio pind sab teri ras, tum mat pita hum barak te.
In 2017, Preet Didbal of Yuba City became the first Sikh female mayor in the United States. Women today are grappling with how to balance achieving their own ambitions while also fulfilling their family duties, culture, and faith. Prem Hanji Turner is the daughter of Punjabi immigrants in Yuba City. She married an attorney of European heritage against her parents' wishes. Prem's father grew to love her husband and respect their marriage.
Dating? What's that? we were not allowed to date. We not only weren't allowed to date, even when I was in college, you're not even supposed to speak to somebody of the opposite sex. I just couldn't imagine myself being married to somebody who was picked out for me. I wanted to make my own mistake if I made a mistake. It just was not in my realm of thinking.
Dr. Jayawant Kaur Rangi is a doctor in the Sacramento area. She fulfilled her father's last wishes by becoming a medical doctor and choosing her life partner.
Like at the first minute, and I knew this is the guy I want to get married to. He supported me in every way. He's like, you should go for it. You should go for it. I know you can do it. I think you can do it. So those kind of supportive words always make you feel that, yes, I think I can do it. You know, I feel very satisfied with what I wanted to achieve in life.
Gurinder Pal Singh broke the cycle of gender inequality from the first day of their marriage.
We got married. His mother told me to touch his feet on my first night. Right? That's the culture, right? And I touched his feet, and I was 22 years old. I felt I was a little girl, and I touched. He says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Your mommy told me to do that." And he says, "No, we are equal. We are partners." And he has treated me as an equal partner in everything that we have done, including this seva. You know, he has given me so much confidence to play this leadership role.
For Pavan, being a Sikh is about living up to its core ethical values. She is a first-generation college student who decided to become a fully initiated or Amritdhari Sikh.
You should be a really humble person and honest. Then I want to do a PhD in mathematics. So I want to be professor.
Jeena Kaur Sidhu follows the Sikh military tradition. Her father's brutal treatment by the Punjab authorities due to his student activism led their family to leave India for America.
You know, who knows if my mom, myself, my dad would even be alive had we not come to this country. So I kind of always knew that I wanted to serve as a way of saying thank you.
Jeena grew up with a deep patriotism for her family's adopted country. Jeena is one of the few Sikh women serving in the U.S. Navy. Her military service challenges cultural norms about how women should behave in the Punjabi community and in American society.
I never thought of myself to be that wife or mother that sits at home waiting for my husband to bring home the paycheck and take care of the house. And I want to be able to sit down with my kids one day and tell them, look, mom and dad built this for you. And these were our career paths. This is what we've accomplished. What are you going to do to one-up us now? I think it's just as important for us to respect our elders as much as it is for our elders to try to be a little open-minded about the struggles that we face as young adults.
ਸਭ ਖਾਸ ਪੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਤੰਦਰੁਸਤੀ ਰੱਖੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਖੁਸ਼ ਇਹ ਮੁਲਕ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ
Genuinely thank my mother and father for who I've become today, because I know without their influence I wouldn't be here. This wouldn't be me. So I owe them everything.
I think we're standing on the shoulders of giants. I don't think migrating to a country is easy by any means. I think the level of sacrifice that that generation took was unbelievable and astounding. To leave everything you know, everyone you know, everything that's familiar to you, for something better life for future generations.
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੁੱਖ ਸੁੱਖ ਆ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਪਾਰਟ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦਾ ਹੈ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵਕਤ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਲਾਈਫ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਗਾਂ ਬੱਚੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਹੋਰ ਠੀਕ ਰਹਿਣੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੇਟ ਨਾ ਕਰੋ, ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਹੋ ਸਾਰੇ, ਤੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਬੜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਚਲੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ।
ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਦੇ 11 ਵੱਜ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਮਾਪਤ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਵੇਲਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਆ ਰਹੇ ਐਤਵਾਰ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਦੇ 7 ਵਜੇ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਸਟੇਸ਼ਨ KUBA ਯੂਬਾ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਵਿੱਚ 4 ਘੰਟੇ ਦੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਤਦ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਗਿਆ ਦਿਓ। ਰੱਬ ਰਾਖਾ। ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।